Hey, hello everybody.
We are
Welcome back.
back.
Yes.
It's another Friday night,
Mhm.
and we are live. And
We
we are what are we doing then?
are debriefing on Love is Blind season 8.
Do we have to?
Uh,
Do we really have to?
it will be a quick one.
I've got a confession to make because when we were like knee deep in Love Island, I was like, guys, Love is Blind is around the corner. I'm all in.
Yes.
I'm all in.
You were totally like, this is going to be,
I was like, this is a bit of me.
Blind.
This is a bit of me. I can do this. No,
but who knew?
no.
None of us knew it was going to be like this. Can we go on to the comment section so
Yeah,
we can see if
course.
anybody has joined us? Yes, no, we didn't know Love is Blind was going to be this show compared to season 7. Who knew season 8 was going to be this white?
I definitely feel like Trump's DEI initiatives have infiltrated. And it's just hard to watch. It's not even so much about skin color for me. I think actually what it is
absolutely about skin color for me.
Is like none of them are interesting. Like they're just not interesting. And then also a lot of the guys look exactly the same. In a way, a lot of the couples
yes, they look exactly the same
sort of thing. And it's just like I don't see where the different stories are, where the different variations. It's very hard.
They are like the same couples again and again.
Mm-hmm.
Other than Joey, and I can't even remember what his chick is called. The kind of quirky whites.
Yes, where the
OCD Joey and Monica.
Joey and Monica, that's it. Joey and Monica.
That's they are the only variation.
Different. Yeah, they're different.
But the others are all the same couple.
I think
over and over again, and it's really dry. Yeah. It's actually like it's just boring and bland.
We've gone from Love Island All Stars to Love is Blind All American.
Yes,
like it's just very preppy American. And it's hard to watch.
I mean, I can imagine that Minneapolis is probably kind of like that, I would think.
So is that how it works? Like each season they go to a city and then recruit the people from that city?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So
makes sense.
Season 7 was Washington, Maryland area. So that's why there was a lot of military bases.
Yes.
But they go around. But still, although like the stats are that it is, I think it may be like 60 to 70% white. That's still a diverse pool to go for if there's 30% other to only have one black couple. What about Chinese, Indian? Like
it's just like just some variation.
Something.
Yeah, just some variation. Big up KW in the comments section. How you doing? Too many pods episodes. Yeah.
Way too many.
Mate.
Chick, it was a lot. We were in the pods forever. Like that was
nothing was happening.
The conversations were dead. We were getting the same conversations over again from whoever girl they were talking to. Yeah. It was the same thing. I don't know who was doing the editing. This was bad. Like this is a bad season. This season is down bad.
Yeah.
And it's still slow.
Yeah.
Even the next bank of episodes where now they're firmly in their couples, we're still getting really long, drawn out conversations with no meat to it. There's no drama. There's nothing.
Like I think out of all of the couples, there's probably only 2 where I'm vaguely interested. I think is it Daniel and Taylor are one where she went through the whole Instagram thing. We'll get into that. And then Devin and I forget her name.
Virginia.
Devin and Virginia, which I don't have good feeling about that.
There's something about Virginia.
Yeah.
But shall we go through the Instagram thing?
Let's go through the Instagram. Like, you know what? We did this, but I don't actually know how to get the link up on here. Where do I need to go?
So you would go into present.
Where?
Down at the bottom, present.
Yachts.
And then you're going to share screen.
Q.
There you go.
Right.
Okay.
Right. So
we start with
Daniel and Taylor. So Daniel seems like a nice guy. He's like the president of the Short Kings Club in this season.
Yeah.
Again, nothing stood out in their conversations in the pod. However, for me, the drama came after the pod.
Yeah.
And I actually think the problem in this relationship could be Taylor.
Yes.
So
yes.
after they met, Taylor decided, she got it into her head where she was like, I've seen this dude before. I recognize this dude. And she then decided that, no, this guy followed me and unfollowed me on Instagram. And then she even went as far as to saying, like, you have a picture on your Instagram by a Christmas tree, smoking a cigar or something like that. And she was going into all of this detail, and she was like really upset because she had felt betrayed, because, which I thought was really weird. Like, obviously I can understand it in the sense that if he's seen what you look like already, but then she starts going on about, I've got lots of personal information on my Instagram about being a registered nurse and but this is all information that you have divulged in the series. But also, if it's on Instagram, how personal is it?
But what I didn't quite understand was, even if he had friend requested you, saw your profile, knew that you was going to be in the pods, figured out that's the girl that I had friend requested, but they had never spoke, or he hadn't actually followed through to follow you, why is that so freaky? Why would that be something to be like, oh my God, like I've been stalked? Or that's how they were making it out. And the music and the editing was as if this guy is a stalker. And it's like, even how would he have done all of that anyway? Like, what would he have? So all he would have seen is your picture and your bio on your profile, and
it really is a nothing. And also, like, going back to like just the season being dry, you know the season was dry when she got her phone. So production came and said, do you want your phone so you can put this to bed? And then she got her phone, and then all you would do was search up the guy's username, but then we just get shots of her just scrolling.
I didn't get what the scrolling was. If anybody can explain what had taken place with the scrolling, because I was like, what is going on here? I don't understand. This is a very simple conversation. And why should he not be like, oh, so you looked at my profile?
Huh? And you're the one that can actually recall what he looks like.
Who remembers who follows them?
I follow and unfollow accounts like regular. Like, I think the last time I checked on my Instagram, I think I actually follow like 7,000 accounts.
Oh,
my grief. Yeah, I'm a little bit of
oh God,
a little bit free with the follow button.
Yeah, I mean, at least like hold back.
I've got no, I just like, oh yeah, follow. You get a free follow from me. But yeah, and so I would never know if I followed and unfollowed someone and then met them in real life. I would never know. But KW makes the best point. He wouldn't have known what she sounded like.
Thank you.
And if he did, let's just say she's got a video on there of her talking, and then
to remember it's like, come on, chick. Like, honestly, it was wild. I do think she was getting cold feet. And, you know, when your mind scrambles and you try and kind of figure out what you're going to do to get out of something. But, you know, for some reason, his calmness, because he was very calm, because I would totally be thinking, oh, you're mad.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I've picked a mad one.
At that point, if that was me, I'm bailing.
Yeah.
I'm like, thank you, Lord. You showed me those signs early. I'm going to listen, and I'm out.
Yeah,
and I'm out.
I mean, he's sticking with it. I don't know. As it's gone on, like these last two episodes, what did we watch? Episode 6, episode 7 and 8. He seems pretty damn firm in marrying her.
Yeah.
Like, to sit down with her parents, take your parents there, and, you know, have a parent off. You can't bail out on getting married now. She has to bail out.
He is absolutely smitten.
Yeah, he has to go through. But sometimes they do all of this and then they still don't go through. But I think he is going to be a yes at the altar guy. I think he's on it.
Yeah. I mean, I know this sounds bad, but I think where he's part of the Short Kings Club, I think he's also thinking, I've lucked out.
I know his parents were coming across like that.
Yeah. I'm thinking he's like, I've lucked out. And so I need to wrap this up and bag this chick. Like I think that's what he's thinking. KW also said, I think she changed her mind about him and decided to make him out to be a crazy stalker. I think she absolutely got cold feet and was like, what am I doing? And then just concocted this whole story. And now here we are. But yeah, craziness.
But yes.
Yes, Will said it. She's good looking, he's punching, so he's good. But he's good until he's not, though. You know?
I mean, she seems like she's gonna go through with it. So far, we haven't seen them have any problems because the only problem kind of was her parents, and they are older. So I understand that they are a bit old school. Like they have been together 50 years. His parents have been together over 30 years. So yeah, but you can't get all of the parents together and say no at the altar. That's a wild thing to do. So I think these guys are gonna. I think they're gonna get married. You know.
What was the season? And there was the black girl, AD. Her name was like initials.
AD. Apparently, she's now with Ollie. British Ollie.
The American chick is with the British.
Yeah.
Hey yo.
They met on Perfect Match.
What's that?
It's another reality show.
Oh Lord.
Done by the same company.
Okay.
And they were on that, and apparently they are together now.
So we're long distance thing. I don't know. No disrespect, but I can't respect a long distance relationship. I don't believe in them. I don't believe in them. I'm like, I don't understand.
She's over here quite a lot though. I think from people have cited them and taken pictures, but all of that could be press. I don't know. But apparently AD and Ollie are together. Anyway, go on.
But yeah, you were saying about saying no at the altar. The guy that she like, he felt
Clay. Crash out Clay.
That
AD's fiance.
That was something else because I didn't see it coming.
That was a crap. Yeah.
I didn't see it coming.
Clay's an asshole as well, but for AD's sake, that was probably for the best.
Yeah,
I think the worst guy to do it was Tim last season.
Who's Tim?
Tim was the other black guy, and he did it to. Oh, what was her name? Alex.
Tim and Alex got to the altar?
No,
this is when they're having a conversation in the living
remember,
room.
and he was just cold, and he was just like, "Have a nice life."
That I can't even lie.
After you sat down and made her dad cry and be like, "I'm gonna look after your daughter," like all of that shit. No, he's the worst.
As a scriptwriter, you can't even like. If you wrote that, people would be like, no, that's not realistic. Like, that's not realistic the way he did that. The way he executed that was so cold. But
psycho.
I respect it. Yeah.
But I'm hedging my bets on these two making it. I feel like they're gonna.
I feel like
I don't know if anybody says no, it will be Taylor. But I think they could get married.
Yeah. Let's see. Who is next? David and Lauren.
I'm sick of this guy, Dave.
Yeah.
Nah.
Dave was a problem from the start.
Yeah. And they gave him all the airtime.
All of the airtime. Absolutely all of the. Like, I think one of the first things he said when he got into the pod, whoever was his first date, was like, "So, what's wrong with you?"
Yeah.
And I think that absolutely just set the tone of like, oh, okay, so this is going to be the dickhead of the piece.
Yes.
And then as exactly what he went on to do throughout the pod. And I think it was at that point where I was like, I don't think I'm going to survive this season. I don't think I'm going to survive this season.
All of the conversations that we saw him have with all of the various girls. And then once it got down to just Molly and Lauren, and you kept on showing, it was enough. Like, honestly, it's too much. I actually don't care. I don't care what he does to any of them. Like, if he goes back with Molly, if it's Lauren, there's still something about Lauren I'm not too sure about either. Like, I don't know if I like her, so I don't care enough.
Why do you say that?
I don't know what it is about her. There was something. I just felt like I understood Molly's game plan to say this is who I'm talking to, and Lauren just being quite timid, but telling him like, I'm all in for you. I don't know. There's just something about her. I'm like, I don't quite trust her either. So I don't like them as a couple. I'm not rooting for them. They can combust and leave us alone.
Yeah, I mean, I'm absolutely not rooting for them. I'm not invested in them in any way, shape, or form. What I am watching them for is I feel like the drama will come from them, because what is, and I know this sounds really out of order, but what is funny to watch is watching how how David's ego is slowly ripping him apart, because he cannot get over or get past the fact that Lauren has had some form of relations with somebody that he not even knows of.
I feel like the person isn't white.
No.
I'm telling you, the way she said.
Do you think he's one of those people?
When she said, like, what is bothering you? Is are you thinking, why would she, or why is she with me because of who she's been with? That to me sounded like, are you saying that because that is a non-white person, and so
I
he's feeling threatened? Like, there's just something about that whole who she's dated, that he knows them, and they weren't in a proper relationship, and they're not your brethren. That just seems a little bit over the top.
But I get what you're saying, but I think the general vibe that I get from David is that he was probably somebody when he was younger, got bullied a lot, and now he's older. He's made a lot of money doing whatever it is that he's doing, or he's just very well off.
Yeah.
And so now it's like he's constantly got something to prove. And I think that the other people that he, whoever the third party is that she has or hasn't done something with, inherently, he knows that is more of a man than me. Whichever way that may be, inherently he knows that is more of a man, because that's the only way you care this much about hearsay over something that's like we were talking. I mean, the only thing that I'll give him is that where she was trying to be like, I don't understand why you're getting so upset because we were just dating. I jumped to the fact, that doesn't preclude the fact that maybe you were smashing, and then that would be worse, because now this entity over here, every time you see them in your shared circles, you know that this man just smashed your missus.
I think that's probably a bit of it. I think that is something around it. They were FWBs. What's that?
Friends with benefits.
Oh, okay.
How did you not know that?
I did not know.
So that actually, really and truly, going through Dave's mind is this woman who you're making your wife, you now know and can put a face to a man that has been using and abusing her.
He was a weirdo.
Yeah, I mean, I don't feel sorry for him because he's just shown all types of random, unsavory behavior where I'm just like, I'm not sure you're actually really a good person anyway. But it's interesting watching him unravel.
Yeah.
But yeah, KW also says she will be constantly worried about his customers coming for boob jobs. BB, yeah.
He is weird.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think she's probably got good cause to be worried as well. She is.
Yeah, I mean, she's only got to listen to him. Like that whole conversation that they were having with her two bedrooms after they had the spin class, and the friends going hell for leather trying to explain that they were barely dating. They didn't even really meet who this guy is. Like, your friends are lying. Like, I really was like, this is so juvenile. And that you guys are wasting your breath talking, like trying to speech your brethren for this guy is no. This is all a nonsense. Yeah. Absolutely a nonsense. She's a grown ass woman. If she wanted to sleep with somebody before she even went on a flight to join this process, and she didn't even know who you was, like the same way they're asking him, like, what? So you didn't even date anybody? Yeah, I did. So why are we talking?
I think the thing is as well, like when you're getting into relationships with people and you want to start asking questions about their past, the question you really have to ask yourself is, are you really ready for the answers?
And it's a no. And his friends also must be quite juvenile as well. And as Will Smith said, we still haven't seen his sister. He talks about his sister way too much.
It's and I just feel uncomfortable. Like, even if he was like saying my mum or my dad this much and they had this kind of much sway, I would understand it more, but I would still side eye it. But I would understand it more. But for a sibling to have this much influence,
it's a lot. He talks about his sister an awful lot.
Because I feel like his sister has the power to stop everything.
Yeah.
And I think that's the problem, because we all go to our siblings for advice and guidance and whatnot have you. I get that. But I feel like she has the power to be like, done the dance.
And his friends.
Yeah.
His friends are basically saying, just,
do you know what?
Everybody seems to have sway over this dude. And that, to me, would be very unappealing. I'd really be like, am I really going to marry somebody who he hears this from this person and he's like, so they told me. Tangent, it's like, oh, come on now.
KW just said, I've just realized that you're talking about episode 7. I've only seen up to episode 6. And Will's come back and said, stay tuned here and save yourself 3 hours.
Honestly,
he's not wrong. Will is not wrong.
He's not wrong at all. Well, if you've watched all 6 episodes, nothing much changes. It's still long-winded. Even their honeymoon was long.
Yeah.
Like, I was still like, what the hell is this?
Honduras look nice.
Oh my God. Like, I have never known the honeymoon time. They usually have quite a few kind of link ups.
Yeah.
We're just watching dates.
Yeah.
And dates and dry convo. And no, this was the worst.
Other thing about David, whatever his name is his thing about sex. So there was, I can't remember what episode it was, where he was just,
that was 7, going
round to all of the different women and basically saying, Lauren and I haven't had sex. And it's weird.
Have you had sex?
It's weird. Like, it's weird. Like, there's no other way to put it. Like, there's no other way to make it look pretty.
All of the women,
it was just like, this is really weird.
No, the guy's he's very immature. That was so strange. And then to proceed into, because we're gonna see how it goes. Like, you just wanted to find out.
Yeah.
It was very strange. It was weird. He's a weirdo.
Yeah.
She should knock that one on the head and leave. But I don't know.
But I don't care for either of them. If I'm honest.
I would say they're probably not gonna get married though. I can't see it happening.
Devin and Virginia. When I say homeboy is another one that's been punching, like Devin, that reveal happened, and Devin prayed to all of the gods. He thanked all of the gods, all of them, because he could not believe I bagged this, and she is actually into me. Like, right now, Devin is like, I have won all of the lotteries in the world,
and she's got a bit of money,
and she's got. Brother. This guy is on top of the world.
She's got a bit of money. She has ambitions to be a millionaire. She's beautiful, and she seems to like me. There's something still about Virginia, though. I don't quite believe her.
I
don't know if she's gonna marry this dude.
Why you say that?
Because I really do think that she went into this experience wanting a Brett. You know, Brett and Tiffany.
Oh yeah,
every black.
Yeah.
And Devon ain't Brett.
No.
And they're not a match financially.
No.
Class-wise, even they're not a match. I just think she can go along with this process, but when it truly comes down to it, I think she's gonna be a no.
You think so?
Yeah, I just there's just something in her face where it's like, you're not smitten. You like him a bit, but she ain't all the way in to truly be even for a prenup. I don't believe her.
Yeah, I mean, I maybe I'm seeing something completely different, because a certain time when I was watching the screen and I was looking at her, looking at him, I was like, rude boy, how did you do this? Because she is into you. But what I liked is she's into him, but it hasn't made her stupid. So when they went back to her apartment and she brought up the prenup conversation, I was like, okay, cool. So You like him, but you're not an idiot, and you're like, yeah, let's just iron these things out and make sure we're on the same page, which I can respect. I can highly respect that.
Yeah. I mean, it's fair. It's like she doesn't want to do a flipping Ashley and Tyler, and then you've married the person, and you may not have a prenup, and before you know it, he's like, I want spousal support.
Is that what he's asking for?
No, but who knows?
Why are you people just hating on Tyler?
Because he's got a lot of stuff to hate on. I think she's gonna think about it long and hard, and I feel like she's gonna be a no when it comes to it.
Yeah,
but they may do it, but there's just something. There's a glint in her eye. I'm not believing that this is the man that she is gonna marry.
If she says no, like this whole relationship is Devin's to lose. It's Devin's to mess up, because right now, yeah, he is, and also the other thing that he needs to stop is making comments about the age. Like,
yeah,
just brother, let it go,
drop it,
let it go
immediately,
because you know what I mean. Like, he needs to let that go quicker than he needs to let his hair go, because that's gonna go.
He's got about 2 more years with his hair. By the time he's 30, he needs to just do a comment.
Yeah,
because it's already a bit thin.
Yeah, it's over. It's over, Devin. Like, take the razor to it.
And I think he's got 2 years with it.
The thing is, with these things, you want to get ahead of it.
But when he was in the pool, it looked all right.
Because the water was slicking.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's got 2 more years.
Yeah, but he can't go red.
Will Smith, you're spot on. He said he looks older than her. That's what I was saying. I was like, the guy does not look like he is under 35. Really, he doesn't.
And he's like, his hair looks like if there's a strong gust of wind. Boom, gone.
Well, he is 28 years old.
And I'm just like, yeah.
It may have been a hard life, though. It may have been a hard life.
Evidently. But yeah, I mean, definitely when they went back to Devin's family house.
And that was surprising.
Why was that surprising?
Because they just generally, like, the black men especially, very rarely do you meet their family.
Okay.
Usually they're brethren.
Oh, okay.
But it's a rare one to get like the dad and everything, especially before the wedding.
Yeah.
Like, so that when they were going to his house, I was like, oh right. Oh wow. And we're having both parents in and siblings. Like, yeah. I was like, that's nice. It was nice to see. And his parents seemed cool. Well, his mum, his dad. What did dad say again?
If you like her, I like her, son. I said, if you like her, I like her, son.
You're out of order. He didn't stop. You're actually out of order.
It was absolutely ridiculous. Like if there was ever the stereotype of just the silent black dad just sitting in the corner, just watching everything play out. And then at the end, he just has his few words to punctuate the conversation. And it's just like, oh my life, are we really doing this? But yeah, we shall see. We shall see.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't think it's gonna happen for these lot. Oh,
okay. I'm gonna like. This is where I begin to tap out, because all of these people, like these guys, the level of boredom.
Ben and Sarah, who cares? Why did they make it to the cut and other people didn't? Like, I am still like, these guys are so dry. That means that the people that got engaged and didn't make it through,
refuse to believe,
must be boring.
I refuse to believe. I think the people that didn't make it through, they upset somebody on production, because I don't think it's possible to be more boring than these guys. Like, there is absolutely nothing happening in their storyline. Nothing at all. And it's just like, it's
oh my God.
It's hard to watch.
Just dry. I don't know, and I absolutely do not care. And they can get married, and I will skip over their wedding.
I mean, I absolutely wish them all the best, but I don't want to know anything.
Dry as hell.
Don't want to know anything about it. Okay.
Joey and Monica.
I actually like these guys.
I know they've grown on me.
Yeah,
they have grown on me, because for a bit, when they first started talking in the pods, I was like, I'm not totally interested in these guys. They were too quirky. I don't know. they kind of icked me a little bit. And she kept on having her pale white legs out, and I didn't know she was just in her knicker. It was just a lot.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't like watching them visually on screen, but they've absolutely grown on me, and they are probably my favorite couple. I enjoy their little quirky
Yeah,
chats.
yeah.
Like,
I think you're right.
I actually quite like them.
I think it's interesting, like when they were in the flat and then she started springing up, like, no, it was the conversation about her trying to be like, she was absolutely lying when she said she had a clean pile of clothes.
No, they were
those
dirty.
clothes were dirty, and
They were dirty.
those clothes were dirty. Those clothes hadn't seen the washing machine in 3 months.
Definitely.
And then she was like, she went there and then she put the jeans on, and then there was a spider's nest in the jeans. And at that point, the look on his face was like, there it is.
Yeah.
When something's too good, there it is. There it is. And then the conversation just kind of went downhill from there, because then it was just like this whole thing around the sock bin. And I think it was his realization of like, if there's anything that's going to mess this up, it's going to be this.
It's how messy she is.
Yeah. Yeah.
He did in previous episodes talk about his OCD and that he has his repetitiveness generally under stressful situations, and it got really bad when he was younger. So there is that as a factor. Even when she was talking about being messy, I was like, oh, I don't know. I don't know how this is going to go, depending on how triggered he is with all of this. I'm not sure. But him and her family, they just seem to work. Like, they're all weird and funky and eccentric, and so is he. And it was like, it was working.
I was then surprised when she sat down with her sister, and the sister basically was just like, she went on it.
Yeah, I was, because
I was very surprised.
In the room, the sister looked like she was enjoying herself as well. And
I would hate that, like, I just want to go somewhere and know that I'm not liked, as opposed to like go somewhere and think, oh my gosh,
to be fake. Yeah.
I would just want to know that I'm not liked.
Yeah.
I know what I'm dealing with.
Yeah, I wouldn't like the fakeness of it all, definitely, because she didn't. But she could have just been having a sisterly chat.
Yeah,
like I'm more that way. My sister is generally like, I love everybody. Definitely.
You saying that I wasn't special? Your sister just loves everybody.
But you've seen her with other people. It's like you've been around her enough to see she is genuinely like, I love everybody. But yeah, I would be the one to ask all the questions. Even if I did like the person, I would still be like, are you sure?
Yeah, I feel like she just went a little bit beyond that. It was like beyond asking questions to make sure that this person is the person for your sister. She was definitely expressing a dislike, and she was definitely expressing that she felt that there was an incompatibility there. Yeah. Will Smith says she was jealous. Could be that too.
You know what? When she said about I thought I would be getting married first, as I'm 5 years older than you, I really was like, that's horrible. That's ugly, but this says a lot about your sister. So you can't even, just don't take it off. Yeah. It's one of those, I'd be sitting there like, oh, why did you say that on damn camera?
Yeah,
like, that is that is a horrible thing.
But also, it amazes me that how people say these things and don't realize how that's going to make you come across. Like, I think in most situations when I'm speaking, like, I am like censoring the things that are going to come out of my mouth to a degree, but let alone if I'm sitting in front of a camera on a show that's going to be on Netflix and beamed to the world, hell yes, I'm censoring what comes out my mouth.
Yeah. You would think, but if that's how you're feeling, some people just spew.
Can't help
it. I've never been in that position as the youngest. I don't. But either way, we still got married before everybody else. If one of my siblings said that when we were getting married, oh, but why are you getting married now? Like, I'm older than you. I should get married first. I really would be like, are you insane? How could you just think that is such a weird, mad thing? But if I did have a sibling that was a jealous cat, maybe you would be like, oh, of course she's going to say something like that. But genuinely, I would be like, that is such a stupid, feral thing to say.
Yeah.
Dumbass.
Big up Lady Lyrics who's just joined us.
Lyrics.
We are discussing Love is Blind and how much we dislike it.
Yeah. But I want these two. I do want them to
Yeah,
get married,
yeah.
and I want it to work.
And I feel like they've got the best chance out of everybody on the show.
I want it to work for them. They remind
Yeah.
me of Zach and Bliss. Remember Zach and Bliss?
Right. Is that it? Is that all the couples?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
That really is it.
Yeah. That's the thing, you know, like
It feels like so much more. Oh.
Just going back to the ones that we skipped over ferociously. Ben, is it Ben and Sarah?
Ben and the bum nurse.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ben and Sarah, yeah.
KW did put in there. So remember, their whole thing in the pods was that she is for causes like Black Lives Matter and LGBTQI whatever rights.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, I'd not really thought about it. And so that was her concern, was a bit of like,
well, she seemed to get over it pretty quickly.
Yeah. He said that he's not expecting her to educate him. He would educate himself. He just hadn't thought about it in any way. Like
I genuinely think, I mean, look, yeah, I can think that it hasn't affected his life, but to say that you haven't thought about it, like, I'm not even saying that you need to think about it in like real in depth, but to say that you haven't thought about it is almost to say that I don't even watch the news. I mean, because you would have watched the news and had a thought.
Like, oh, it just has nothing to do with me. I'm always a little bit taken aback when you see a white person say that, but at the same time, I am like, yeah. Why would he? Absolutely, why would he care? Because his world is probably very white, and he doesn't have to even correspond with anybody that would be affected. So when he's listening to her, because he genuinely looked like, oh, you care about that type of stuff.
Yeah.
And like, it's just, but yeah. Also, if you're truly serious about it, like truly, can you marry a man like that? No, and she seems pretty smitten with this dude. Like, I'm marrying him.
But this is what happens. Is like people marry these people and overlook these things, and so then when like proper things is going down, you're just like, do. But he's a lovely man. to you, do you know what I mean? It's like really and truly, she's no different from, is it Melania, Trump's wife?
Oh, good grief.
Yeah, because it's like you see the arsehole that you're married to, but you know, you're like, I've got a job to do, I've got a paycheck to collect.
Yeah. She has to be an arsehole too.
Yeah.
Because look, her son's an arsehole. She's an arsehole too.
Yeah.
Most definitely. Yeah. So that is
all
of them. Yes, KW. We're lucky if we see 2 weddings this year. Poor. I think we're gonna see 3, but only 2 are gonna say I do.
What 3 do you think we're going to see?
We're going to see these guys get married, Ben and Sarah.
Yeah.
We're going to see Virginia,
Joey and Monica,
and Devin.
Yeah.
And oh,
yeah. No.
So
you saying we're going to see these guys get married?
Yeah. I think we're going to see them, but she's going to say no. They're not making it to the altar.
They're not making it to the altar.
I feel like these 2 are going to make it to the altar, though.
Yeah, I feel like they could.
They may be an I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's see.
Well, that was Love Is Blind.
Okay, that is the debrief.
Yeah, that is a debrief. For our dilemma.
Yes, we have a dilemma, guys.
We have a dilemma. Let me stop sharing this. Stop screen. Right. We're staying on the marriage wedding vibes for the dilemma. We've got a video, so take note, and we'll be asking you questions afterwards.
My man just found out that I am no longer invited to his undergrad friend's wedding because we are not married. Now, we were sent to save the date for this wedding, and in fact have hung out with my man's friend and his fiance, both of whom he knows from undergrad, at least once a month since COVID, post-COVID, since they moved to the same city that we live in. My man was originally asked to be a groomsman in the wedding until they decided that it would only be family included, which Understandable, the groom has 6 siblings. We got the save the date 12 months ago, and then an invite with both of our names on it 3 months ago. So you can imagine my man's surprise when he goes to brunch today with his friend and learns that he no longer has a +1, meaning I am no longer invited. But the reason is because we are not married, and every single person that was invited that is not married no longer has a +1. When asked why, the reasoning behind this is because the couple wants this to be a true celebration of love. And so anyone who is at this wedding must be married. Luckily, the wedding is in the town in which we all live, so there were no prepaid expenses. However, my man has not made up his mind as to whether or not he's going to go. To be honest, I could care less as to what he decides to do. But I would love to know, what would you do in this? My man just found out that
Well.
Here you go, back to comments.
Back to the comments.
Okay. All right.
So, go
If
on.
I was the man,
Mhm.
because she's asking what should the man do? What would you do in this situation? I'm not going to the wedding because I think the messing about with it all is just a fuckeries in itself. Being asked to be a groomsman, I understand that getting an invite 3 months ago and both of our names are down and we're all brethren, and now you're being like, yeah, so my long-term girlfriend can't come because of some love shit. You know what? Times must be hard. Weddings are expensive. I can remove myself so that you ain't got to pay for me. It's actually okay. It's not that deep. I would keep it like that.
I just think that there's so many things going on that aren't actually, which isn't like, how can you send the invite out and then essentially rescind the invitation?
Money.
Yeah, it's gotta be. But then also it's like it doesn't make sense because then you're saying we've decided that we only want married couples at our wedding, but then if the dude goes on his own, he's a single man.
Yeah.
At your wedding. So surely you would want, because they said that whole thing about being surrounded by love. Surely you would want couples who are in love at your wedding.
Bullshit. They cannot afford the seats. And it's like, just tell the truth, innit?
I don't know why people lose their mind when it comes to weddings. Like, I don't understand it.
It's so weird. Exactly that, Will Smith. Fun your weirdo wedding.
Yeah.
That'd literally be like, it's okay. Because even if we go, so the man goes, and there's going to be a whole load of other people that are in that disgruntled, like I was supposed to be here with my +1 and now I'm not. It's not going to be a vibe anymore. No. Like, so it's like, what's the point? Like, we may as well just sack it off and not go. It's okay. And I think people should be honest. Like, if you can't afford a seat, don't make up excuses. Just be like, you know what?
I respect that more.
Money, dude. Like, I got to pay $100 for your chick's head. Like, we can't do that. And keep it moving.
Yeah.
Oh, my other idea is to just sell tickets to your wedding.
I think that this should catch on. People selling tickets to their wedding. Because I think then people will really understand the money that goes into a wedding. Or most weddings, obviously it's not by force. Your wedding doesn't have to be that expensive. But if people had an idea of like, my ticket cost this amount, I think that
then you'd know if they actually really wanted to be there as well.
I think if I was the dude, it would depend on how close I was to the guy. So if it was like, you're in my friend circle and we're cool, I'm probably not going. If it's like, you're in my friend circle, but you're actually somebody that I call, I'm going to the church and then I'm cutting out. So
you could still say the dinner, you don't have to cater for me. I'll be there for your wedding part.
I'm cutting out.
Dinner is cool.
What's the point? Like, because I think that you made the point is like, now this feels like it's going to be vibeless.
It's going to be odd.
Yeah.
People are going to be sitting there talking about it. So it's a weird setup. KW said no because we'll be selling tickets to funerals next. I mean, the thing is, a Ghanaian funeral,
you kind of do.
yeah,
You kind of
it
do.
is that because you don't. Some people come and they don't give any money.
Yeah.
But most people in attendance at some point is going to drop an envelope. They
Yeah.
are going to donate to the funeral.
Yeah.
And most definitely, apart from my dad's funeral, my mum's funeral was absolutely paid for by everybody else. And she paid for it as well.
Yeah.
But the money that people actually donated to the family covered everything
Yeah.
that was needed. So yeah, it's a part of that. And weddings, it would be nice. I mean, we got lucky though, so yeah, we can't even complain about our wedding. But other people's weddings puts them into
Why can't we
debt
complain about our wedding?
because it didn't cost us money.
Didn't it?
No, my mum paid for it. How do you not know?
We paid for some. We paid for some.
It's not even
We
close.
paid for some. But
Not
anyway.
even close. No credit cards were taken out. No debt was
Yeah, but I
had.
think that's also not us. Like, we're not the type of people that are going to be like, we're doing this wedding, we're going to take out a credit card to pay for the wedding. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
But that's not here nor there. People do it for weddings.
Yeah, I'm just
Weddings
saying it's not
cost
us.
them
Yeah.
like 10 to 30k for a small one. Some people are spending like over 60 grand on their wedding and shit. If you could sell a ticket, like let's say to people and you're like, come to my wedding, like my wedding, the ticket is £150.
Mm.
There would be very few weddings I'd go to, but I think it would be a good idea.
Will Smith says the story sounds like something her boyfriend made up so that he doesn't have to take her because his friends don't like her. This is also very true. This is also very true.
No, but she said that they hang out all together once a month.
Yeah, you can hang out with somebody. You can tolerate somebody for once.
What,
a
and
month.
you can't tolerate them just for the one day at your wedding? You don't even see them. Oh,
It's a
but
possibility.
Will, you may be right though, or he's gonna take somebody else.
Ugh, that's messy. That's super messy. That's
It
very,
does sound
very
like
messy.
a horrible story because how's the next little games night gonna be after the wedding?
I think this is the thing because it is just like, yeah. I mean, if it is what Will's saying, then the boyfriend's an idiot because it's like, unless you've got all of your friends to be in on the lie, how next time you got to link up, how do you explain that? But then also assuming it's the truth, when you guys are married and have had the wedding and you do another link up, it's gonna be hella awkward.
It's just, I think in friendship circles, if you don't do the invite to everybody, you're sending a signal of we don't like you and we don't care.
You guys are really coming out with the conspiracies right now. So KW is like, he could have an ex who's now with his friend, and this woman doesn't want his ex there. Yeah, now it feels like a Tyler Perry movie. Yeah.
I mean, it's a horrible situation.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is a horrible situation to come along. All I can put it down to is money. But I would be reasonably pissed off enough to not want to hang out with these people ever again.
Yeah, I feel like that's a given. Like this type of behavior changes dynamics in relationships. You're not going to want to chill with these people again.
Yeah, just invite us both or don't invite us. Yeah. Like we ain't got to be invited. And that's the other thing though. I never get vexed when people don't invite us to their wedding. It's like it's actually okay.
Yeah.
I understand.
I mean, Will does. I did actually think that halfway through the video of like, are you not embarrassed to be doing video like this? Because those people will see the video. And Will's right. He's like, look what she did. She's gone onto the internet and broadcast it to everybody. So they are there right now being like, see, I told y'all.
That's why we
I told her she
like
was
that
messy.
heifer.
That's why we ain't invite her. So yeah.
Okay, fair
enough.
If they've been hanging out since the pandemic, that means that she's been the girlfriend for quite a long time.
Yeah. I mean, it would hurt. It would be upsetting. Like, because these are definitely people that you class as friends. And you would be like, why are you doing this?
I was really trying to think of it. Has there been somebody that's been around us and we all just unanimously didn't really like the partner?
There was that one time, she wasn't really a partner though. There was that one time when we were at Mel's house and the young lady came in and the one that I said, how are you doing? So
she thought you was the butler.
So just to give it context, so I think we were all going out somewhere, but we were meeting up at Melvin's house beforehand. I think that was what was happening. And a particular young lady was meeting Melv there as well. And when she walked in, and so when you walk into the kind of kitchen diner, like there's a big island thing, and I was standing by the island, and she's walked in, and I've said, "Hey, how you doing?" And she said, "I'll have a glass of water, please."
I swear she thought we were all staff.
And so my face changed in a second. And luckily, Yona, Melvin's sister, was there. And she just kind of jumped in and was like, "No problem, I'll get that for you."
Oh my
And kind of just
God.
diffusing the situation. But from that point onwards, she's never.
You was absolutely like, bun her.
Like, it
she didn't last
be.
very long. That I thought it was flipping hilarious. I laughed a lot. She was actually all right. I spoke to her. I don't even think you even spoke to her.
I know, I didn't even speak to her.
Yeah, I spoke to her. She was actually okay. But it was jokes though. But I think she did walk in and think we were staff.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I mean, I have time for that.
Yeah. She weren't around. She definitely wasn't ever around when we were all around.
No. Yeah. I think
kept us
after
separate.
that she got demoted, and quite rightly so. Relegated.
Oh my God, I forgot all about that. But no one that we've actually hung out with generally.
I feel like
most people's partners,
and
actually.
I also feel like we're an easy. I mean, it's not for us to say, but I feel like we're an easy friendship group to come into, because, like
you're the hard one because you don't.
Oh, come
like
on,
everyone.
That's not true.
You are.
All right, other than the girl that thought I was a waiter, who? Exactly.
You haven't liked this kind of.
No.
There's not been that many that you've liked.
That's a lie.
You guys can all see it. Like you know that he is probably the person that isn't gonna like everybody. It's not like I'm making.
Why
this up.
are you trying to sabotage my name? Why are you trying to sabotage my good character?
It's late now, isn't it? I'd be like, let's call up Melvin and for him to actually say, because you know, there's very few of Melvin's girls that you've ever liked. Or anybody. No, you like a few of your friends' girls, but you don't always like them. You don't. They usually have to like warm up. Like you
I would say
you're not an instant.
The difference between me and you is that I'm a little bit more discerning in terms of the people that I give my time and energy to. You're just kind of like, oh, hey, hippie, let's all be friends. Am I judgmental? No, I am not judgmental.
No, you're not.
What? And you're not?
You literally said I'm the one that thought, hey.
No, because you are front facing. Hey, yeah. But then when we get back, then you'll give your real verdict. Will, you can't see nothing.
You can't see
nothing. Will, put your glasses on.
How many, like realistically, how many have you actually liked? Your friends' girlfriends?
I like all of my friends' girlfriends. What are you talking about?
Okay, cool.
I like all of them.
Now,
I've never not liked them.
In the running order.
I've never not liked them. You're lying.
So the one that worked at One Extra with Melf.
That was different.
Oh, why? Why was that?
That was different. And I was vindicated. I was right.
I haven't said that you was wrong. I just said that you generally don't like all of them.
As I said, I'm discerning, yeah. And with that one, I was right. Everyone got swept up in it. And then I was like, nah, you see this one? Little bit too inner. Yeah? And was I right or was I right?
Yeah. Yeah, eventually, yeah.
But I was right. So it's
Thank
not
you,
that
KW.
it's
Thank
not.
you.
It's don't believe her. Don't believe her. I'm not judgmental. It's just that I'm a little bit more discerning. In the same way that when them little raggedy kids were knocking on the door for Judge, and I'm like, no, my child will not come and play out with you. I'm just a little bit more discerning. Where you're like, why can't the boy play out? I'm like, no, look at them.
That's all I'm saying is you don't always like all of them. That you are probably like the final boss frontier, and then you'll begin to like them, and then it'll be like now everybody likes them. You're just generally the one that is the last row. Most people, they like people, but you will need a little bit more time. That's all it is.
I don't know where this is. I am seething. I am absolutely seething.
There you go, KW. Thank you very much. You're discerning. Nana is friendly. The balance is good. The thing is, in some situations, people would be like, "You're the friendly one."
I am friendly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like you can get that way more than me sometimes. People
because
be
I
like,
am
"You're-"
friendly and generally probably friendlier than you.
I think so, depending on the mood.
Yeah.
For real. Yeah, see, that's what she's saying. It's balance. Good.
Balance. Balance.
Why are you vexed?
Because I feel like you tried to paint me into some type of monster.
Did I say that, guys? Did I say he was a monster or that he is the last? You're like the final boss.
Is the final boss not like a monster in a game?
You're just they win you over. They've done it. That's the thing. Do you have another dilemma?
No, that was that was the one dilemma. That was the one dilemma. I wanted to the other thing was like where we discussed it was like the whole Instagram thing, but I just think, is it Lauren or whatever her name is? Not Lauren, Taylor. I think she's just literally nuts because I really couldn't understand that.
Who did the Instagram?
That was Taylor.
Is that yes? See, that's even when I'm trying to go through what they all look like, it's all kind of similar, blondie, like it's all the same thing. Yes. All right. Are we done for this week?
We are done for this week.
What's happening next week?
Next week we have a guest. So a conversation that has been happening a lot recently amongst like some of our friends and between ourselves as well is like, because at the moment I think we can all pretty much agree that the UK is bad vibes, and especially when it comes to cost of living, because he lives. So that we abbreviate it to because he lives to not make it sound as bad as it is, but it's like but a lot of people are talking about leaving the country, and it's something that we've been like kind of having casual conversations around as well. And so next week, we've got a guest. His name is Trevor Tacky, who did exactly what a lot of people are thinking of doing. And Trevor upped and left and moved his whole family to Ghana. And they've been there for like 4 years now. And so he's going to be talking to us about the whole process of just kind of moving the family to another country, how they did it, why they did it, if they are like, this was still a good move, and all of that. So we're going to be having that discussion next week. And by the end of the episode, we will decide if we'll move to Ghana.
And if anybody wants to like send us some questions, if you are considering, or even just like investing in Ghana, like maybe you're like, actually, I wouldn't mind having a property out there. Trevor is your guy. So if you want any questions answered, like join us. Get involved.
And check them out beforehand. If you look for Trevlin Properties Ghana on YouTube, you can see like some of the amazing things that they are doing in Ghana. Join us next week, Friday.
Yeah.
Cool.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much, guys. Until then.
Yes. Queen Ages next episode will be out on Sunday. And when's the next Chop House? That'll be next week.
Next Chop House, actually, it will be next week. But there's an episode that went out just on Wednesday. So if you haven't seen that, go take a look. Thank you very much.
Yes. So we will be back I don't even know. You guys haven't really been sending us suggestions on
Yeah.
what else to watch. So yeah, we'll be back next.
We'll be back next Friday.
Yeah.
Whether we'll be back before then, I don't know. Unless something amazing happens in Love Is Blind, where we're like, we have to talk about it right now.
Yes.
But I can't see that happening. But
or something happens in life, and we're
yeah.
like, we've got to go live.
Yeah. But yeah, so we will be back next Friday. Tell a friend to tell a friend. And yeah, thank you as always.
Bye.
Ciao, Bella. Bye.